After a barn burner at the Tricky Triangle, we move to Madison, Illinois for the PK Motorsports Illinois Shootout. The Top Fuel Racing Series IR18 League is on the air. Live from Gateway Motorsports Park. It's the PK Motorsports Illinois Shootout. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight as qualifying getting ready to get underway right now. Mark Walker laying down the first hot lap of the session. And let's get that out of the way. Let's get that out of the way. And let's get right on to it. So, let's see what we can come up with, folks. Come on. Kevin Cornelius joining the field tonight. Rocking the Granger paint scheme. Currently sitting fourth quick. Brandon Stokes out on track right now. As he's just finishing up his laps. Sage Karam in the Lucas Oils backed number 22 tonight. Let's see what kind of lap Sage is going to lay down as he's on his flyer right now. As Sam Cooper Bennett goes 8th quick. Sage Karam jumps up to 3rd. Let's take a quick look at Sam with the new paint scheme he's rocking tonight. No excuses for not seeing that car, Sam. Holy cow. Turn the volume down on that paint scheme. And Bennett goes up to 3rd quick. As Karam goes 2nd quick behind Mark Walker. 3 1/1000ths of a second to the good. Walker rocking the Pennzoil paint scheme tonight. Cody Dempster finishing his flyer, 17th quick. The Rambler, Michael Jean's out on track right now. Goes 13th quick and eats the wall. Captain Will Kirk jumps up to 4th quick as he's finishing his. Chris Samard, Budweiser number 27, currently sitting 7th quick. Garrett Maines just jumped up to... Samard goes 4th quick, knocking Maines back to 5th. Matt Burkhart rolling out on track right now. And Damon Martinez goes to the point. Exactly where the New York Yankees need to be. So Burkhart out on track right now. Just about 4 minutes left in the qualifying session. Gonna take a quick look at the... where are we here? Take a quick look at the weather conditions here in lovely Madison, Illinois. Partly cloudy sky, 79 degrees. Track temperature currently 79. Look for that to go up as the race wears on. One fast repair tonight, and I know league management was talking to the drivers prior to us going on the air and pleading with everybody to, kind of tone it down at least a little bit early going. As the old saying goes, you can't win it on the first lap. You sure as hell can make your night a whole lot more difficult. As Burkhart jumps up to 9th quick. Chris Walker out on track right now. PBR, I like it. And being told by the setup committee that the setup's got a little bit of push into it. Try to hang on the inside, you're gonna wash up the track, and it's gonna be a not fun night, let's just say. Walker jumps up to 9th quick. Nate Siefker out on track right now. I'm looking at the top 7, or actually call it top 8. From Damon Martinez to Sam Cooper Bennett in 8th, you're talking a 10th of a second. That's a tight grouping in the front of the field. As Siefker now goes 8th quick. And he's still on the button. Let's see what Siefker can do for his second lap. Not going to improve. And we are going to take this moment to ask that everyone please rise. And gentlemen, please remove your hats. As U.S. Army retired Terry Adams brings us tonight's national anthem. Thank you, Terry, for that. As we now go to tonight's starting grid. As soon as I can get my controls to work. Nice. Starting up on the point, unofficial track record 25.083. Florida's own Scotty Brinson. He's joined with Damon Martinez on the front row. Row number 2 is going to see Ohio's Mark Walker and Pennsylvania Posse member Sage Karam. Keith Mayato and Chris Simard roll off in row number 3. Row 4 is going to see Garrett Maines and Captain Will Kirk. Row 5, the former teammates Nate Siefker and Sam Cooper Bennett. Row number 6 is going to see Chris Walker and Matt Burkhart. Kyle Streichars and Jeff Hollingsworth roll off in row number 7. Row 8 is going to see Rick Ravon and Kevin Cornelius. Johnny Antonucci and Brandon Stokes in row number 9. Row 10 is going to be tonight's race sponsor, Mr. Paul Crumry and Raul Alvarez. Michael Jeans and Robert Dudley roll off in row number 11. Row 12. Kieran Bugali? I hope I'm saying that right, boss. If I'm not, I do apologize. He's going to be joined with Kevin O'Brien in row 12. Row 13, Cody Dempster and Ernie Ludwig. Jake Champion and David Gainsforth roll off in row number 14. And starting shotgun on the field, Mr. Tony Rice. So 140 laps, the scheduled distance here tonight for the PK Motorsports Illinois Shootout. Scotty Brinson going to have control of the field as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. Field working its way in. Brinson has control of the field. Pace car makes the hard left turn. Grandpa, Papa Viagra, the Top Fuel Racing Series is live from Gateway. Brinson getting a hell of a jump. Wasted absolutely no time trying to put some distance between himself and the rest of the field. As Cody Dempster already in pit. Kevin Cornelius also already in pit. Brinson, Walker, Karam, Martinez. 2 sets of teammates towards the front already. Hollingsworth working Sam Cooper Bennett on the high side right now. Bennett hanging tough on the low side. Streichars right there within striking distance as well, and here comes Ravon. Bennett flirting with the rumble strips right now. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And there's the first one. What we got? Robert Dudley missing both wings. Wow, what happened there? Let's take a look at Dudley as he hauls it off into turn 1 and tangles with... Was that Burkhart? No. Ah, crap. Love it when I hit the wrong button. There was Kieran Brugali bringing one out early. Turn 1, we knew it was going to be Calamity Corner going into the event. Just dives it to the inside and car washed up. Hey, oh! Good grief. Jeez! Jake Champion getting it slowed down. And Tony Rice has our first ARCA moment of the night. Nice work. Who was that just caught more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games? That's Gainsforth in the Mike Whitaker paint scheme. Raul Alvarez. Let's go take a look at that one again. Just hits the spinning. Wow. Thank God this is a simulator. Almost had it cleared. So that brings out the first caution. Brinson, Karam, Walker, Martinez, Simard, Mayato, Siefker, Maines, Kirk, and Walker. Your top 10. So, there is a great shot right there of our defending series champion and our series points leader. Of course, Scotty Brinson driving the Fuzzy's Vodka number 14. Sage Karam rocking the Lucas Oil paint scheme, sitting right behind him tonight. Look for these two to do battle most of the night. Arguably, Scotty actually said this is one of his more favorite tracks, as we did get lap 1 in before the caution came out. So that's at least a plus. A little early, lap 2, the start of lap 2 is when the caution came out. And Brinson elected to take the high line on the restart. His light's getting ready to go out on the pace car. So, quick check of our top 10. Brinson, Karam, Mark Walker, Martinez, Simard, Keith Mayato, Siefker, Maines, Will Kirk, and Chris Walker. And I stand corrected. Brinson taking the low line, as lights are out on the pace car. A lot of nice looking paint schemes for tonight's race. Gotta love how these cars look under the lights. Now, one area to watch out for, they're just about to pass right now. Turn 3 juts. There's a jut in, which is the access to the track from the highway that runs behind the track. And it juts back out just as the start of the safer barrier. So something to be mindful of if you're on the high side. The pace car is in. Brinson has the button, pulls the trigger, and we are back underway for the PK Motorsports Illinois Shootout. Karam right on his transmission tunnel, and here comes Martinez as well. We just passed that jut that I was talking about. Maines and Simard rocking side by side, as are Will Kirk. Yeah, Will Kirk and Nate Siefker right behind him. Simard in trouble right now, as he's dropping like a stone. There's the battle of the beer wagons coming up here, as Simard rocking the Budweiser paint scheme, and that is Chris Walker right behind him in the PBR scheme. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Karam gets the pass made on Brinson. Brinson wound up on the high side. Side by side into turn number 3. And Karam gets the pass finally made. We've got a new leader, Sage Karam. Scotty Brinson back to the inside. Pushes up a little bit. Lets Karam go. doesn't want to be that guy. I don't think any of us really want to be that guy that, you know, brings out the next one. Last time we were here, though, I would like to point out we had one caution. So Sage Karam showing the way. Scotty Brinson in a Raven Motorsports sandwich right now as Damon Martinez right behind him, putting the pressure on. Martinez, though, having to deal with Mark Walker. Walker to the inside. Side by side through 3 and 4 they go. Martinez able to keep it wound up, and Nate Siefker blinking. That's never a good sign this early in the event. And no, folks, you're not seeing double. That is the lap car of Kirian Rugali. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I do apologize. As he gets out of the way as a lap car, lets these guys battle it out. Walker with Mayato on his inside. Drag race to the line. Walker able to keep it wound up on the high side. Mayato going to slot back in behind him. Field starting to get a little bit strung out right now. As it's Karam, Brinson, Martinez, Walker, Mayato, Maines, Simard, Chris Walker, Nate Siefker, and Will Kirk rounding out your top 10. 85% fuel fill tonight, so look for these guys to be pitting right around lap 40. Mark Walker under heavy pressure right now from the Canadian Invader. As Brandon Stokes working all over the transmission tunnel of Sam Cooper Bennett right now. And Raven to the inside. Catches the apron, has to lift. Raven now under pressure from Matt Burkhardt. And Nate Siefker still blinking badly as he just disappeared for at least an eighth of a mile. Yeah, Siefker's having a lot of connection issues right now, and that's got to be real unnerving for the cars around him. Especially Captain Will Kirk, who had a lot of bad luck last week. Wow. He's got to be sweating bullets right now. He's really backed off, not knowing where Siefker's going to end up. Last thing you want is when a car starts blinking like that and have him end up in your own lap. As Mayato to the inside of Mark Walker again, this is your battle for fourth. Mayato can't get the pass made. Slots back in, gets the toe down the front stretch. Raven to the inside of Sam Cooper Bennett right now. This is your battle for 13th. Almost touch wheels. Cooper Bennett taking that high line, keeping it wound up on the top side. As Stokes peeks to the inside, thinks better of it. Sees the lap car up ahead. That is the 97 of Jeff Hollingsworth. Stokes all over the transmission tunnel of Raven as they work down the back straightaway. Hollingsworth to the inside. Raven on the high side. Keeps his foot into it. Able to keep it wound up there. Sam Cooper Bennett running that second lane. He's able to keep it wound up as well. Will Kirk working on the back of Chris Walker right now. That's your battle for ninth starting to heat up. Raven to the inside of Cooper Bennett. Cooper Bennett sees he's there. Still keeps it wound up. They touch!
Yellow flag is out.
And that's going to bring out the yellow. Let's take a look at what the chopper picked up on that one. Back that up a little more. You see Raven on the inside. Just starts to wash up in the middle of 3 and 4. Unfortunately, Cooper Bennett was there. Oh, that's a rough one. That is a rough one. Sam had a great run going, too. Not the race he was hoping for right now. And it looks like everybody bringing it pit side. Got to be mindful of where that pace car is. Don't want to get a black flag for passing under yellow. And as they come down the pit lane right now, I do want to point out they're about to pass a set of steps that if you're in the outside lane, you got to be mindful of, because those steps are actually solid in the sim. Surprisingly. And Kevin O'Brien staying out. Rocking the Red Bull paint scheme tonight. Ernie Ludwig stays out. Jeff Hollingsworth getting his lap back. Getting the wave around, so that's going to put 24 cars left on the lead lap. The hell? Well, that's not a camera view we're going to take too often. So Kevin O'Brien, Ernie Ludwig going to get the credit for the lap. Sage Karam winning the battle off pit road. Scotty Brimson comes out in third. Damon Martinez, Keith Mayato, Mark Walker, Garrett Maines, Chris Samard, Nate Siefker, and Chris Walker rounding out your top 10. Oh, who do we feel like jinxing tonight? Sage Karam, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yep.
Now, I did notice you were running a special decal on your car tonight in honor of a good friend of yours who was having some bad issues right now. You want to touch base on that with us?
Yeah, decided to run my buddy
my good buddy Robert Wickens' paint scheme tonight. They're racing here this weekend. Coming up on Saturday night at Gateway and the real, Verizon IndyCar Series. But unfortunately, for those who don't know, I'm sure everybody does know. Wicky was in a bad wreck at Pocono and won't be in attendance that race, and either will his car. So, figured I'd get it on out here and see what maybe it could have done that night. So, yeah, this is all for Wickens. Hopefully, I can get the win for him as well.
All right. Well, good on you for doing that, and best of luck to you, Sage.
Yep, thank you.
So, yeah, for those of you who didn't see the footage yet, Robert Wickens had a bad one after the rain delay at Pocono. Actually put it into the exit of Turn 1's catch fence. Broke both ankles. I believe if I heard correctly, they put a rod in his spine because he crushed a couple of vertebrae, and a wrist was broken, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to figure that one out. Is Ernie Ludwig going to have the button here as we get ready to go back to green? Pace car is in. Ludwig pulls the trigger.
Green flag, green flag.
And Karam and Brinson all over him. That's what a 27-lap difference in tires will do. Ludwig dropping like a stone right now, already out of the top 10. Karam back to the point. And Martinez and Mayato pick up where they left off. As Mayato's got a lift, here comes Garrett Maines. Mayato going to go to the inside on Maines coming down the front stretch. This is your battle for fourth. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, Mark Walker in all sorts of trouble right now as he's missing the front wing. What happened there? What the hell? Well, that was netcode from hell. Just completely D1 Drift Series the car through 1 and 2. No front wing left on Walker's Pennzoil ride. He's going to have to limp that around, praying for a caution right now. Meanwhile, Brandon Stokes, as we go back live, working with Kyle Streichers and Chris Walker. Walker to the inside, and Stokes going to just have to let him go. Going to try to keep it wound up on the high side. They almost touch coming off 4. Give that one to Stokes as Walker going to get freight trained on the high side, and there it goes. Raven caught up in that one. Let's see what happens. Just did not turn Chris Walker. What are you doing, kid? Got a car on your high side, Chris. Got to be mindful of that. Let's back that up a little bit. Let's see what the chopper picked up, because that one looked a little sketchy. Just did not turn Chris Walker. What are you doing? Rick Raven coming out on the losing end of that exchange. Both wings, the engine pod missing. So that's going to be a rough one. Tony Rice caught up in that one again. Let's take a look at what happened with Tony here. Who was that? No. No. All right, so we're going to pause that one to figure out who was that. Not a fan of this game. That is the 100 of David Gainsforth. Yeah, David, you kind of got to be a little bit mindful of that one, bud. What are you doing? Corner caution number 3. Gainsforth just drove up into Tony Rice. Why? Back under caution we go. As Sage Karam still in control of the field. Scotty Brinson in second. Damon Martinez, Garrett Maines, Chris Simard, Keith Mayato, Will Kirk, Kyle Streichers, Paul Crumry, and Brandon Stokes. We are going to reach out right now to the leader of the PK Motorsports family, Mr. Paul Crumry. Paul, thank you for starters. Thank you for putting up tonight's purse. What can you tell us about PK Motorsports?
Just a little team I put together for myself to track a lot of our races, and we do a lot of dirt track racing, and I just use it to sponsor the races here for Indy and other races. But I'm glad to be able to kick in some money for the winners tonight, and hopefully I'll keep my own money tonight, but we'll see.
Now, a lot of actually lights are out on the pace car. We're going to let you get back to it, boss.
Good, thank you.
So Paul Crumry putting up tonight's purse, $10 through the winner, $5 for second and third. So Karam taking the outside line this time. Going to have Garrett Maines right behind him. As the pace car is in, and Karam pulls the trigger. Brinson goes with him. And Brinson immediately throws the block on Maines. Ooh. Getting a little chippy. Scotty Brinson trying to get to the outside line as quickly as he can so we can get a good arc into one as they do the Indy snake down the back straightaway. They have already started to gap Damon Martinez, who is under heavy pressure from Chris Simard, Keith Mayato, and Will Kirk right now. As Simard got by, here comes Mayato. Finally, Martinez can get to that outside line so he can get a good arc into the corners. Look for him to make some more forward progress back coming up here. Will Kirk all over the transmission tunnel at Streichers right now. And Mayato to the inside, or actually all over the back bumper, or back bumper. These cars have bumpers, really. All over the transmission tunnel. of Chris Simard. Kirk to the inside of Streichers. It's your battle for 7th. Oh, they make contact. They bang wheels. Kirk just pushed up the track, and Streichers was still there. And looks like a lot of right side damage for Kirk. That's going to cost him some speed. He's trying to get out of the way right now, as that car is definitely off the pace. He is dropping like a stone. As Simard has caught Garrett Maines right now. Walker and Crumry go side by side. Walker's got to back out of it. Crumry going to be able to keep it wound up on the top side. And Martinez to the outside of Mayato. Just power move out of the Yankees, number 44. Straight up power move. Keeping it wound up on the top side. Coming through the 3-4 complex. Not much Keith Mayato could do on that one. Meanwhile, Simard still working on Maines as they go side by side into turn number 3. Simard backs off a little bit. Falls into the clutches of Damon Martinez. Martinez within striking distance now. As Mayato working to the inside. Peeks to the inside. Tries to get a little clean air to the radiators. Mayato trying to figure out a way to get back by Damon Martinez. Martinez is defending quite well right now. Let's take a quick look a little further forward as Maines is starting to reel in Brinson again. We've seen these two go at it in the past. No quarter ever asked for, no quarter ever given, but a lot of respect shown. Brinson keeping it tidy through the 3-4 complex. Maines has to let him go. A little bit of arrow push on the number 12. As he's now falling back into the clutches of Chris Simard. And Mayato and Martinez going back at it. Mayato not getting his timing right on when he's getting his runs. Look for him to get that sorted out before this one's over with. Martinez is able to take all the air off of Mayato's front wings. Gets the run side by side. Mayato's got the clear as they go into 3. Martinez has to let him go. Going to try to battle back as Mayato pushes up. It's a drag race. Another coat of paint, and there'd be lettering missing on those Firestone Firehawks on Mayato's car. Mayato keeps it wound up in that second lane, and Martinez backs out of it to stay off of him.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And what happened to Brandon Stokes? What happened to Chris Walker? Just gets a touch from Streichers and almost collects Ravon. That would have ended that night. So Streichers gets the run coming down the front straightaway. That's Stokes on the high side. And Streichers just pushes straight up the track. Everybody doing a great job of driving to avoid him. And that could have ended a whole lot more poorly than it did. But that was something that league management was warning these guys about during the drivers' meeting, is that this setup, if you're side by side, that inside car is going to have to lift going through 1, or else you get what we just had there. And it's that magic time again. Everybody bringing it pit side. Sam Cooper Bennett still in the pits. So Karam going to win the battle off pit road. Scotty Brinson, Garrett Maines, Keith Mayato, Damon Martinez, Chris Samard, Paul Crumry, Mark Walker, Rick Raven into the top 10 finally. And Kyle Streicher is losing a couple positions there. Stop of the night so far, Rick Raven's team. 5.7 in his stall. So Garrett Main's got a good run going. I haven't seen Garrett in a while this season. Damon Martinez still has that Yankees pinstripe all nice and crisp and clean. Samard, same thing with that Budweiser number 27. So lights are out on the pace car as the field's starting to form up 2 by 2. "23 cars left on the lead lap. Tony Rice just getting the wave around there. Sage Karam taking the outside lane. Karam, Brinson, Mayato, Main, Simard, Martinez, Walker, Crumry, Streichers, and Raven, your top 10. Field works its way out of turn number 4. Pace car's in. Karam has the button, pulls the trigger, and we are back underway. And Scotty Brinson making a big defensive move on Keith Mayato. Mayato is side by side right now with Garrett Maines. As Brinson tries to break the draft. And here comes Martinez to the inside of Maines. Almost gets into it with Chris Simard, and who was that? Chris Walker way off pace. Not happy with the way that car is running at all. Martinez finally gets the clear on. No, he doesn't. I fibbed. Field's starting to get really strung out right now. Mayato still working on Scotty Brinson right now. Raven goes to the inside of Michael Jeans down the back straightaway. They haul off into turn 3, side by side. Raven keeps it pinned low on that. Almost gets it a little squirrely coming off of 4. Able to back out of it. Jeans able to keep it pointed straight. There's Mayato with a run on Brinson on the high side. Getting that front wing into some clean air. Mayato looks to the inside going down the front straightaway. Thinks better of it. Knows what's about to happen when they get to turn 1. A lot of aero push for Keith Mayato. In a ton of dirty air going into 1 and just washes completely up the track. Brinson defending to the inside down the back straightaway. That's got to be costing them a little bit of time on Sage Karam. Karam's starting to stretch his legs a little bit. All that clean air up front. Brinson under heavy pressure from Mayato this time. Raven all over the back wing of Michael Jeans right now. As Martinez to the inside of Garrett Maines. That's your battle for fifth. Give it to Martinez. Here comes Maines back to the inside. Drag race down the front straightaway. Side by side into turn one. What could possibly go wrong here? Martinez able to keep it wound up on the high side. Maines has to let him go. Masterful pass by Damon Martinez there. As Raven got by Michael Jeans and Streichers did as well. Now Champion to the inside. Michael Jeans under a lot of attack right now. Raven now sets his sights on trying to reel in Paul Crumry. And Cody Dempster has had connection issues. Working lap 77, 78 of 140. Sage Karam continuing to show the way here. Scotty Brinson in second. Keith Mayato, Chris Samar, Damon Martinez, Garrett Maines, Mark Walker, Paul Crumry, Rick Raven, and Kyle Streichers into your top 10. So those who put it behind the wall, Cody Dempster has put it on the hauler, Jeff Hollingsworth, Nate Siefker, Kareem Rugali, Sam Cooper Bennett, and Raul Alvarez. So 23 cars still running, 20 of them still on the lead lap. And Raven has gotten by Crumry and now sets his sights on Mark Walker. It's like a weird Penske Racing time warp right now. And as both those drivers running Rick Mears tribute schemes.
Yellow flag is out.
And Matt Burkhart having a rough one. Let's see what happened to Matt here. Car washes up, collects a safer barrier, and into the concrete. Yeah, that probably gonna end Burkhart's night on that one. As we were about 23 laps in. And pace car driver doing its best impersonation of the Millennial Falcon. It looks like everybody bringing it pit side this time. Michael Jean stays out. Will Kirk stays out. Kevin O'Brien stays out. So, lap lead point for Michael Jeans. Everybody hits their pit stalls. Sage Karam down and away. Scotty Brinson down and away. Keith Moyato down and away. Look for Jeans to take it pit side this time. Going to hand the lead of the race over to Will Kirk. So the captain going to lead one. Now what Chris Walker was, or I'm sorry, that's Kevin Cornelius was hoping to get a lap back there. Not going to work for him though. We are 2 to go. And fast approaching 50 to go in this event. So your current top 10. Will Kirk showing the way on the oldest tires on the track right now. 25 laps on those skins. Probably not going to work as well as the captain's going to hope. Sage Karam winning the battle off pit road. Somebody's going into fuel save mode already. It might be Sage Karam. So as we update the scoring here, lights are out on the pace car. Kirk, Karam, Brinson, Mayato, Simard, Maines, Martinez, Raven, Walker, and Crumry, your top 10. Working lap 86 of 140. You are watching a presentation of the Top Fuel Racing League IR18 series. This is the PK Motorsports Illinois Shootout, live from Gateway Motorsports Park in lovely Madison, Illinois. Yes, I was just as shocked as you were. I thought it was in St. Louis. But no, that's across the river. Yeah. So the captain going to have control of the button when we go back to green here. And he wastes no time pulling the trigger. Everybody going with him.
Green flag.
Like a gaggle of angry wasps behind him. Trying to break the draft. Sage Karam right with him. That's helping Scotty Brinson a ton. As Karam to the inside. And we've got somebody into the wall. No idea who that was. Keith Mayato. Dropping like a stone. And a lot of damage on the 19. Let's go back and take a look at what happened real quick there. Just a ton of arrow push. Mayato doing the right thing, keeping it wound up, or keeping it up there. Let's watch the pass for the lead as they come down the back straightaway. Karam to the inside and making it look just that easy as Garrett Maines got by Scott Brinson. We are back live. Will Kirk dropping like a stone right now. 30 lap difference on the tires. And into the rumble strips. Catches that inside pit wall. Definitely not the race he was hoping for. Meanwhile, back up in the front, Maines losing some ground to Sage Karam right now as Brinson under attack from Chris Samard. Now, remember, folks, we have not seen the money stop. Samard on the high side, Brinson on the low side. Samard going to keep it wound up. Drag race, and Samard by half a car. Brinson washes up the track, arrow push, and here comes Ravon. Ravon to the inside of Brinson. Thinks better of it. Brinson keeping it wound up. That's Mayato getting that car fixed. Coming back out on track right now. I had to burn his fast repair. Mayato now 2 laps down. Brinson able to maintain the spot. Ravon to the inside going into 1. Brinson able to keep it wound up on that high side. And puts about 7 car lengths on Ravon right now. Ravon falling into the clutches of his teammate, Martinez. And Jake Champion has put it on the hauler. Ravon all over the rear wing of Scott Brinson again. Brinson again able to keep it wound up on that high side.
Yellow flag is out.
And there it goes. Keep your eye on Chris Samard right here. Uh-oh. I'm guessing steering wheel lockup for Samard. As that car just did not stop turning. So we are under caution number 6 here at Gateway. And everybody bringing it back down pit road. You're within the window that if this stays green, they could make it from here. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. So, Ludwig staying out, though. $16-lap difference from the guys that pit and the guys that stayed out. Mayato looking to get one of his laps back. There goes Chris Walker taking the wave around. So Ludwig going to take it pit side this time. That's going to give Kevin Cornelius a wave around. That's going to give Jake Champion a wave around. Keith Mayato is in position to get a wave around. So Sage Karam winning the battle off pit road again. Garrett Maines coming out in second. Scotty Brinson, Rick Ravon, Damon Martinez, Paul Crumry, Kyle Streichars, Robert Dudley, Michael Jeans, and Captain Will Kirk able to rebound, able to hang on to that car with all that front wing damage that he had. Gets a new front wing put on for Mr. Feelgoods and back into the top 10 for the captain. So 41 laps left in this one. And on fuel mileage, they can make it. The question is, what are the tires going to look like? Who's going to be able to hold on to it for the 40 laps that are left in this piece? So lights getting ready to go out on the pace car. Wave around's coming. That's going to put Kevin O'Brien one lap down. Keith Mayato gets one of his laps back. He's still one lap down. Chris Sinmar 2 laps down. Kevin Cornelius 2 laps down. Jake Champion 3 laps down. Sage Karam taking that outside line again. Going to have his teammate right behind him. So this is going to be an interesting battle here. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. We are 40 to go currently. Karam has the button. Maines to his inside. So that's an instant black flag if Maines makes it to the start-finish line before Karam. Cannot anticipate. Here we go. Back underway, and Raven gets a great start with his teammate. Side by side with Maines. He goes into turn number 1. Raven able to keep it wound up on the high side. Maines has to slot in. Brinson getting freight trained. Damon Martinez working the high side on him right now. Martinez hanging tough on the high side. Brinson trying to keep it pinched low. Has to back out of it to stay off of Martinez. Finally able to slot in. Garrett Maines working on Rick Raven right now. As Martinez plays duck and peek with Crumry. That's Martinez to the inside of Crumry. Crumry able to keep it wound up on the high side. Gives Martinez plenty of room. Almost touching. Martinez has to back out of it to stay off of him. Gonna slot in behind.
Yellow flag is out.
And there we go again. What do we have? Stride Charge, Jeans, Samard. What happened there? That's Will Kirk right behind him. Stride Charge just loses it. Ooh. Strikers catches more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games. Let's see what the chopper picked up. Just catches the apron. Will Kirk nowhere to go. Samard nowhere to go. Jeans nowhere to go. And just my Lanza. Michael Jeans trying to limp it back to pit. Does make it. However, he has burned his fast repair. So that's probably going to be the night for Michael Jeans. So if you're playing the at-home drinking game, we're up to caution number 7. Sage Karam showing the way. Rick Ravon, Garrett Maines, Paul Crumry, Damon Martinez, Scotty Brinson, Robert Dudley, Chris Walker, Mark Walker. Good rebound for the Walker boys. Both of them having trouble earlier in the event. Both back into the top 10. And our resident ninja, Johnny Antonucci, currently sitting in 10th. A sharp paint scheme on that one. Unical 76. I haven't seen one of those paint schemes in a long time. So look for fireworks to happen on this restart. Crumry going to be starting directly behind the leader. Rick Ravon going to be starting inside of his teammate. The lights are out on the pace car. Field working its way down the back straightaway. Let me make sure I'm live. And I am. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Karam waits till he gets it pointed straight. His teammate goes with him.
Green, green, green.
And Raven slots in front of Crumry. Main's right there as well. And Robert Dudley to the inside of Mark Walker. Chris Walker all over Damon Martinez right now. They almost touch. Got to back out of it. And here comes Chris on Mark, or Mark on Chris, I should say. Chris got to let him go. Going to try to get it wound back up. The field getting really strung out right now. Working lap 112 of 140. And Keith Mayato working past, that's Robert Dudley he just got by. So Keith back into the top 10. Mayato now working on Crumry. Just dives to the inside down the back straightaway. Going to have the run with the momentum side by side into turn 3 they go. This is your battle for 8th. That's Crumry in the 7-up. Mayato in the Repsol. Keith's going to have the clear as they go into turn 3. Meanwhile, out front, Sage Karam, 0.6 of a second to the good over Rick Raven, who is 0.6 to the good over Garrett Maines, who is 0.3 to the good. Oh, Scotty Brinson has caught him. Brinson to the inside of Maines right now. Brinson gets the clear. Maines crosses him back over. Drag race down the front straightaway. Brinson able to keep it wound up. Maines pushes up, has to let out. Brinson going to have the spot. Here comes Martinez. So Brinson back up into the top 3. As you're watching Damon Martinez work on Garrett Maines right now, this is your battle for 4th. Martinez to the inside as they go into turn number 1. Maines knows he's coming, just lets him have the spot. 22 laps to go. Maines tries to battle back going into turn 3. Martinez able to keep it wound up on that second lane. Going to keep the clear. Here comes Mark Walker. Wanted to stick a nose in, thought better of it. Mayato still working on Chris Walker right now. keeping it wound up on the high side. Walker just kind of lets him have it. Oh, they touched. Maines, how he kept that off the wall, I'll never know. Mark Walker with the position. Maines going to try to reel him back in. They banged wheels going into turn number 1. And here comes Mayato. What? Let's take a look at what happened there. That's Maines in the blue and red, Mayato in the white and orange. Looks like Maines had to lift, thinking he was going to go into the safer barrier. Mayato was still on the trigger and just nowhere to go. Maines was 20 miles an hour off the pace coming off the corner. So we're going to see what's going to happen here is everybody bringing it down pit side. This is the money stop with 17 to go. Going to follow along with Sage Karam. He hits his stall. Scotty Brinson into his stall. Sage Karam winning the battle off pit road. Rick Raven coming out in second. Scotty Brinson, Damon Martinez, Mark Walker, Chris Walker, Paul Crumry, Keith Mayato, Robert Dudley, and Kevin O'Brien rounding out your top 10. 14 cars left on the lead lap. 18 cars. Make that 17 cars still running as Michael Jeans is still in pit road. Getting repairs. And if you're playing the at-home drinking game, we're up to shot number 8. You are watching the Top Fuel Racing Series PK Motorsports Illinois Shootout from Gateway Motorsports Park in lovely Madison, Illinois. Just across the river from St. Louis. And as you can sometimes see in a couple of the camera shots, yes, that is a truck stop across the highway from the track. I've actually been to that truck stop. And when I was there, it was the company I was working for had a drop yard there, so we didn't have to pay to park. But I can only imagine what this place is going to be like this weekend, as the real life IndyCar series is going to be heading to Gateway. as lights go out on the pace car. Karam going to take the outside line again, it looks like. And this does not bode well for Scott Brinson. Currently sitting in third, but he's got Raven Motorsports all around him. Field working its way into turn number 3. Sage Karam going to have the button from the outside front row. Rick Raven going to be starting inside. And Scotty Brinson, Damon Martinez right behind him. Brinson in the fuzzies green, number 14. Pace car is in. Karam has control of the field. And we are back underway.
Green, green, green.
Brinson wasting no time throwing the block on Chris Walker. And Damon Martinez gets by his team leader. As Raven throws the block on Brinson. Meanwhile, the Walker boys slugging it out for 4th. 5th, make that, with Keith Mayato. We are 12 to go. Sage Karam still in control of this one. Mayato to the outside, winds it up. Walker has to back out of it. Here comes Crumry and Mark Walker. 3 wide into turn 3. Walker thinks better of it. That's Mark Walker, of course, in the Pennzoil colors. Meanwhile, at the front, Martinez giving Sage Karam probably one of the strongest battles he's had all night. 10 to go. Karam in control of the field. Martinez sitting in second. Ravon third. Brinson in 4th.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
9 to go. And we are back under caution. Johnny Antonucci involved in that one. Let's see what happened. Okay, so that started with Dudley and Walker. Antonucci going for a long jump there. Let's see what the chopper picked up. And there's one we haven't seen in a long time. Johnny Antonucci going on a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And a thank God this is a simulator moment. Well then. From the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to have a green-white checker. So, Sage Karam has control of the field. Damon Martinez going to be starting right next to him. Rick Raven right behind him. Scotty Brinson's going to be starting outside row number 2. Brinson is going to need the restart of his life. For what right now is assuredly a Raven Motorsports podium sweep. Sage Karam has led 116 of the current 134 laps. So Karam gonna have control of the field. I believe we are 2 to go. Under the caution, we're 2 to go. The top 10 as they sit right this second. Karam, Martinez, Raven, Brinson, Mayato, Crumride, Chris Walker, and you have Maines, O'Brien, and Mark Walker rounding out your top 10. As Mark Walker took it down pit side to get a new front wing put on that car. Look for the lights to go back out on the pace car this time. And with the rest of the series taking this week off, be sure to join us Sunday night for the Top Fuel Racing Summer Light Series season finale from the Brickyard. You're not going to want to miss that one. So Brinson, starting behind Karam, going to need the restart of his career. Karam gonna have the button. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn onto pit road. Pace car's in. Karam has control of the field. We are back under green. Brinson gets the start he needed. Raven asleep at the switch. He's side by side with Paul Crumrye right now. And they touch. That's the race. Let's back that one up and see what the chopper picked up. So that's Raven in the red, white, and blue. That's Crumrye in the green and yellow. Net code at its finest. So we are back under caution. And that is going to do it. Sage Karam able to hang on for the win. Scotty Brinson able to salvage a podium. So Sage Karam able to do what he set out to do tonight. His good friend getting into that wreck at Pocono. rocking the Sam Schmidt Racing Lucas Oil backed colors tonight. Expect emotion in the interview from Sage Karam. You know, able to do this for his friend, who I'm sure he's going to send the video to. Two laps to go. So, definitely going to be a happy moment for Sage. Damon Martinez has got to be proud of that one. It was a hard-fought podium for Damon. Scotty Brinson able to salvage the podium when it just looked like it was just out of his reach. Able to dig deep and show why he is our defending champion there in the Fuzzies number 14. So it's basically academic now. Button, who's got the button? As the white flag is out one more time around. All we're going to have to do is just wait for this last little bit. Johnny Antonucci getting trapped behind the pace car. Last car still running in 16th spot. And Karam, all he's got to do is just not Mark Martin it. And Sage Karam, your winner tonight here at Gateway. Stinking up the show a little bit, leading 123 of 140 laps. Come on, Sage, leave some on the table for the rest of them. As he goes into the obligatory victory donuts. So we are now going to reach out. As soon as I find where he is. Sage, where are you? We are going to step away for a real brief there it is. We are going to step away for a brief and of course he's left the room. Well, no, we're just going to get right into it. Scotty Brinson has left the room. We are going to go now to our winner for tonight. Completely stinking up the show, leading 123 of 140 laps. Doing it for your boy, Sage Karam. Congratulations on the victory.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good one. It was a good race. Really had no issues. I was kind of disappointed with my qualifying effort. I qualified fourth. I made a mistake on, you pretty much only had one lap with the tires and screwed it up, missed the apex and won. So I knew that today was going to be a track position race, so I had to get the lead as fast as I could. Once I got it, I just had to run perfect laps. I was saving fuel, pretty much the whole race. And then when we made the money stop there at the end, I was hoping everybody else was going to make it with me. They did, so then I knew I was good. Then a yellow came out with like 20 something to go, and or maybe it was like 19 to go, and I was quite worried because I knew I was a sitting duck. If I didn't pit, I was going to stay out, and then I think I came in. Yeah, I came in for tires, and thankfully everybody came with me. I was kind of coin flipping what to do. If I stayed out and everybody else came in, I was going to be a sitting duck. But if I went in, took tires, and nobody else went, I would have had a lot of work ahead of me to pass 20 cars in 20 laps or so. So, no, I mean, great win. Raven Motorsports won 1-2-4. Brinson did a great job getting third. Championship's heating up, quarter of the way done. So, yeah, I'm just happy I could win this one with the livery I had on it for Wiki. Praying every day, every second of every day that he's gonna get back soon. And yeah, I mean, I'm just stoked that I got this win with that livery on, because I think if he was racing this weekend, I think there's a good shot that it could have been in victory lane, just like it was tonight. So praying for him to get better as soon as he can, and share the track with him again soon and turn in some hot laps.
Now, Sage, I just want to make sure I've got the details right on this one. Both ankles broken, rod in his spine to help the two crushed vertebrae, and one wrist or two?
I mean, all I know only what the public knows. And I think from the last update there was said that he had ankles broken, arm, and some vertebrae stuff going on in the spine, and he had to go through a surgery with his back. I think it was two rods and a couple screws to stabilize it. He's gonna have a long road, that's for sure. But knowing Robbie, he's a tough cat, and if he's just as quick in the recovery room as he is on track, he's gonna be racing before you know it.
Fair enough. So I'm gonna reach out to our league admin right now. Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're off to Italy next week, correct?
Yes, sir. Off to Monza.
All right. So Sage, have you been to the fast track in Italy yet?
Not in real life, but we tested there last night. It's very difficult. It's a big flow track. It's definitely easy to make a mistake with. There's like one chicane, then the rest are just high speed corners. In the one chicane, you can really either make up time or you can lose a lot of time. So you really got to nail it. It's quite difficult. But for the most part, we had a good test yesterday. Seifger looks like he's real quick. I was kind of bummed that I couldn't really race with him tonight. He had some connection issues I was hearing. So that sucks, because he's strong everywhere we go, and he's going to be fighting for the title as well at the end of this thing. So but he was quick at Monza. I felt pretty good there. I'm not going to have the advantage I had at Donington, but I definitely felt strong there, and hopefully we can get another W there.
All right. Anybody else you want to thank tonight?
No, I mean, just you guys, broadcasting. I tweeted it today, so I hope you guys got some more reach. My Twitter was blowing up, that people were watching, so that was cool. Scott for running professional league. I mean, there's been some bickering this past week with a couple of the guys, and Scott's doing everything he can to keep it under control, and I'm sure it's a tough task at some of these times, but he does a great job, and he puts all the time he's got into this thing. So I'm trying to keep the peace with people, and he's trying to keep the peace. So I just want everybody just to get along and just get out there and race, and Yeah, I mean that's what we should do. You know, leave all the bickering, you know, off social media, and let's just get racing.
Yeah, hey, as far as I know, it's a done deal, water under the bridge, and we're moving on to Monza next week, and
We still got a Pro Mazda race. I got to try and win a title there first.
well, we still have a Pro Mazda race. I was going to touch base with that one. Arguably one of the greatest finishes ever in the history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in an Indy Lights car, and you were a part of it 3 years ago now? 2 years ago.
It was
2016.
No, it was before that. It was like 2013.
2013. Okay. So 5 years ago. 4 wide at the stripe. What are you expecting for this Sunday in the Top Fuel Racing Summer Light Series season finale at the Brickyard?
Well, for that track, as being as big as it is, and those cars, for as small as they are on the horsepower and just downforce, or they probably got more downforce than they need for the horsepower they got. So, but that track's just way too big for those cars. So I'm expecting it probably to be 4 wide, of 4 or 5 rows back the entire race, not just across the line. So,
So an open wheel version of a flat track Talladega race.
Yeah, this is gonna be restrictor plate racing at its finest in an open wheel car. But that being said, anything can happen. You're just gonna have to keep your nose clean. I'm probably just gonna try. I don't know what my strategy is gonna be. I'm gonna see how practice goes and everything. But as of now, I'm probably just gonna drive around in the back, let everybody use all their fast repairs and everything, and just kind of bring home a solid top 5 or 3. Hopefully I can get the win if I'm in position. But I'm not gonna do anything stupid because the championship's still wide open from 1st to 5th.
All right, fair enough. We're going to let you go as we are going to reach out to your teammate now, Damon Martinez. Damon, probably not the finish you were hoping for, but you got to be proud of the 1-2 with your teammate.
Yeah, of course. I qualified second, but if I'm gonna get beat somebody and it's Sage, I'm not too mad about that. Getting beat by an IndyCar driver.
Well, you got beat by an IndyCar driver, but as far as being in sessions and being able to pick the brain of somebody who's been in this car in real life, you really gotta respect the fact that he's willing to share what knowledge he has with the rest of the team.
Oh yeah, I can't thank Sage enough for how much help he's given me on road courses and ovals. Like back in Milwaukee, he helped me and Rick take almost seconds off our time at that track. That guy is too much information for his own good right now.
Fair enough, but congratulations on the podium, Damon. You had a little bit of a trouble during the early part of the race. Got shuffled back to, I believe you were 10th at one point, and able to battle back.
Yeah, I started on the second of the inside, and the car ahead just didn't get the best jump, and I ended up falling down to like 6th, and almost till like lap 120, and just finally able to claw my way back into the top 2.
Fair enough. So talk to us your thoughts about going to Monza next week.
I'm feeling pretty confident at Monza. I'm a decent road course driver. Not like some of these guys in here, they're pretty good, but I know I could try to keep it mistake-free, and I'll probably get a good finish there, too. Monza's a pretty tight course. Some of the corners, if you miss it just a little bit, that dirt will send you into a wall.
Absolutely. And you're elbows deep into the battle in the Top Fuel Racing Summer Light Series as they head into their season finale this Sunday at the Brickyard. Any possible game plan you want to share with us on how you're going to approach that race?
Survive. That's all I'm going to try to do. Survive to the last 10 laps like I usually do in these races, and probably end up racing Sage like you.
Well, with that car having the draft the way that it does, and how well that car sucks up in the draft, basically survival is all you can really hope for at Indy this coming Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty terrifying. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be like 4 wide almost every corner. I don't know how much I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an adrenaline rush, but still looking forward to it.
Fair enough. Anybody else you want to thank tonight, Damon?
I want to thank all these people out here in the stands, man. They filled up this stadium. That's just great. Without them, we would be nowhere. We need them, you know.
Wow. I know we
think
opened
about
the
let's do
show
that more.
with Cypress Hill, but yet no hits from the bong and a race car. Don't man.
You all right there, man?
I think it just took a hit from said bong.
No, I just took a swig of soda and it went down the wrong hatch.
All right. Careful, man.
Yeah. But looking forward to seeing you Sunday night. Best of luck to you, Damon, and congratulations on the podium tonight.
Yeah, of course. I look forward to the next race as well. Hopefully it's a good one. And I'm looking forward to Monza as well. I like when I could get on an F1 course in these cars.
All right. So that is Damon Martinez. And joining us now, our pole sitter from tonight, able to claw his way back into a podium finish after it looked like it was just out of reach. Scotty Brinson, you battled all night. I know it's not the finish you were looking for, but you got to be pleased with the result.
Yeah, all in all, it was a tough race, and I kind of knew that going in. I knew I had to race my ass off to be able to compete with these guys up front. And Sage was pretty damn fast. Hell, I chased him for 80 laps or whatever it was. And got shuffled back as far back to 6th. And I got to say, yeah, I was pretty disgruntled at that time because I knew that I should have been running up there in that second place spot. But I worked my way back, at least got back up to 3rd, got a good restart there, got around Rick, wound up putting her on the podium. So congratulations to Mr. Karam. I know he wanted to win this race for Robert Wiggins, and he was very successful in doing that. Was very fast out there and drove his ass off in that sense to wanting to win that race for Robert. So I know I chased him most of the night. And I got close to him at times, but just as I would get to him and get a good run on him, I'd get to a corner where I experienced a lot of error, or just enough to where he could get away from me again. And it was very frustrating, but I wasn't giving up. And then I knew when we started having cautions, it was going to change the flow of the race. And you're right. I was lucky to get back to 3rd, and we'll take it. Even with the drop week included, I still got the points lead by 5 points. So I can't bow my head for anything. It's a pretty good night.
Well, you showed tonight, Scott, why you are the defending Top Fuel Racing Indy League champion. And I just want to put this out there that, you know, with Sage being close to Robert, perhaps Top Fuel Racing could be used as part of the rehabilitation process.
Well, I don't want to go getting into all that, but any of Sage's friends are welcome here, as are anyone's friends. I always tell people that if you think they can come here and race and, you know, wheel to wheel with people out there, then more the merrier. I've always been that way. It's always been kind of an open door policy here, where I know a lot of leagues, they aren't like that. Got a lot of rules and regulations you got to go through and hoops you got to jump through. Here, man, it's just about racing. If you can wheel, you can come out there and run with us. So. And I was glad it wasn't a caution festival tonight. I know we had a few cautions, but all in all, I thought the racing was pretty solid tonight for being as tough of a race as it was.
That it was. We've got about halfway through a fuel run before the tires really started to give up, and we saw some drivers start to struggle. But all in all, it was a pretty decent race. There was a lot of action we were able to follow in the broadcast. You know, hopefully, with the way that everybody's fearful of what's going to happen Sunday, we're going to be in a similar boat where, you know, the drivers are going to race, but they're going to race with respect. And that's all we ever asked for.
Yeah, Sunday, I don't know. Sunday is kind of a crapshoot. It's when you put that slow car, which is the Pro Mazda, on a big track like that, Indy, you just can't get away from each other. We're all going to be riding nose to tail, and I know people are going to make some mistakes just by getting bored because it's pretty monotonous at times in an 80-lap race around there. So it's the monotony is going to be what we're going to be battling, and hopefully people can battle it. We won't have a bunch of cautions, and we can have some fun there, and who knows what will happen. Sage has got a 19-point lead, and there's still 4 of us who are mathematically eligible to still grab it. Who knows? Anything can happen at Indy.
All right. And then next week we will be at Monza. Talk to us your thoughts about the second trip for the league to Italy.
No, this is like race 4 or 5. We've been there.
Okay.
I think we went there at least the first 3 seasons at least. We've been there quite a bit. It's been a while since we've been there, but it's one of my favorite tracks to go to.
But the first time in
So-
the IR-18, that's a definite.
Correct.
Talk to us your thoughts about how the setup is feeling so far. I know you and Michael Jeans really tried to dial one in that the drivers could feel comfortable right off the rip in.
Well, that was all Mr. Michael Jeans. I had tried to go out there and work with something, but it was just so damn tight, and I couldn't get the tightness out of it no matter what I did. So I reached out to my buddy, the Dr. Michael Jeans there, and man, he gave us something that I can't complain, and I don't think anybody can complain about. That thing is hooked up. It is a little snug, but if they'd have felt how it was originally, they'd realize that it's not snug like that. So we can actually drive the car. I think it's going to be a great race, and I'm looking forward to it, man.
Fair enough. Well, Scotty, again, congratulations on the podium. I know it's not the finish you were hoping for, but all things considered, you're still coming out of here with the points lead, and we've got Indy to get ready for, brother.
Yeah, it's getting closer. Indy's not till the 24th, but all right. Well, you're talking this Indy. I was thinking you were thinking the 500.
No.
Yeah.
That one I know is still a couple weeks out.
Like I said, Sunday, I'm not really. It's just one of them races where you can have a game plan, but your game plan can be over with in the first lap.
Oh, was it?
It takes a minute to get around there in those laps, and a lot can happen in that 1 minute. So,
wasn't it Mike Tyson who said everybody's got a game plan until they get punched in the face?
Exactly. And in those kind of races, man, you get punched in the face pretty quickly. So I'm probably just going to hang in the rear with the gear for most of the race, probably the first 60 laps or so, and then start moving towards the front, which I'm sure if we have a bunch of cautions anywhere near towards the end, it'll be crazy and ridiculous. So it'll be pretty much an attrition race at that point.
All right. Well, Scotty, again, thank you for putting on the league. Thank you for providing these guys with awesome setups. And anybody watching right now, if you want to get involved, go ahead and wait until the live stream is over, and in the replay broadcast or the replay comment section, go ahead and drop your iRacing screen name. We'll get that all passed along to Scotty and see if we can get you added into some future action here with the Top Fuel Racing League.
Yes, sir, definitely. And before we go here, I just want to thank a bunch of people. First and foremost, Tony, I want to thank you for being here this week and calling the race and taking the time out of your Wednesdays every week to be here and be a part of Top Fuel Racing. I'm glad to be a part of the BOFA Broadcasting Channel. I'm glad to be your guys' broadcasting partner, so thank you guys. I also would like to thank all the drivers who support this league. I was shocked as hell that we had 29 at Gateway tonight, as I have been at some of the other places and the car counts. And I know we've had some issues out there recently, but we're going to get her cleaned up. And lastly, I just want to thank my girlfriend who supports the hell out of me with this sim racing stuff and just supports me in general. I love her more than words can ever describe. So if you're listening, Brittany, I love you.
Brittany, how you put up with his crap, I'll never know.
I also want to say hi to my mom and tell her that I love her too if she's listening. If the kids are listening, hey, Faith, I love you guys. I had fun yesterday. I can't wait to see you guys again. And Faithy's birthday is coming up soon, so just in case I forget, I want to take the time now to wish Faithy a happy 12th birthday.
Happy birthday, Faith. Well,
but thanks to everybody that supports this league too. Anybody out there watches or however you support it, appreciate it.
All right. That's going to about do it for us here tonight. Sage Karam, a quick rundown of the results. Sage Karam, of course, stinking up the show, leading 123 of 140 laps. Damon Martinez starting exactly where he finishing where he started in second. Scott, I know probably not the finish you were hoping for, but all things considered, rounding out your top three, you're probably going to take it with the points lead and run.
Yes, sir.
Rick Ravon coming home in fourth. Garrett Maines in fifth. Keith Mayato battling back from some troubles, pancaking the right side of the car, battling back to sixth. Chris Walker had struggles early on, coming back in seventh. Mark Walker able to hang on for eighth. And Kevin O'Brien in ninth. Robert Dudley, for the second straight race, is going to get the BOFA Driver of the Night Award, representing the Alabama chapter of the ALS Foundation. coming home in 10th. Kyle Streicher's in 11th. David Gainforth in 12th. Last car on the lead lap. Jake Champion, first car a lap down in 13th. Kevin Cornelius, 14th. Paul Crumrye, no, not the finish he was hoping for, finishing 2 laps down in 15th. Johnny Antonucci hanging on for 16th. Ernie Ludwig in 17th. Michael Jeans in 18th. We saw him get involved in a bad one with about 40 to go. The captain, Will Kirk, having struggles tonight in 19th. Chris Simard got annihilated in 20th. 21st going to Brandon Stokes. Tony Rice for 22nd. Matt Burkhart, 23rd. 24th going to Cody Dempster. Jeff Hollingsworth in 25th. Nate Siefker having connection issues in 26th. Kieran Brugali in 27th. Sam Cooper Bennett, unfortunately, had a rough one tonight in 28th. And Raul Alvarez, first car to retire in 29th. So that is going to do it for us tonight. We are going to have a nice, relaxful week the rest of the week until we get to Sunday with the Top Fuel Racing Summer Light Series season finale from the Brickyard. For Mr. Scotty Brinson, for my normal broadcast partner, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, this is Tony Trapasso saying we will see you Sunday from the Brickyard.